In this video, we're just going to go through some equipment that a person might want to have as ideas to keep in their bug out vehicle, day-to-day vehicle, just some stuff to have on hand. This is secondary to blankets, food, water, other supplies like that. We're not going to cover that in this video, they're extra. So what we have here is pretty down and dirty plug kit. This is for a tubeless tire setup on a vehicle. These are just going to be plugs that you could stuff into a hole in a tire, pliers, you can pull out a nail, plugs that go in, spare valves, spare valve keys, stems. That's going to roll into what we have over here, which is basically a valve pressure guide. We also have on this truck, we have our onboard air system, which is a Firestone tank. So we can deflate, obviously, and then re-inflate tires for soft surfaces, sand and the likes. Also, if you do get a puncture with that kit, we can obviously re-inflate on the go. So that's our rear tailgate port, just next to the number plate on the back of the vehicle, where we can plug in our extendable, flexible hose lines, which is going to allow us enough length to get to all four corners, all four tires. Just a straight airline blower, what we use here for somewhere out and about. We want to clean the back of the truck out with the airline. We can blow it out, get rid of sand, debris. It's just a pretty handy thing to have. So these are basically just your standard booster cables. Every vehicle should have these just in case you need to get a boost or assist somebody else on the highway. Running into one of two portable power packs. This one's a smaller version, which is a Gulu one. Pretty good. Comes with light functions that can be set out if you're broken down at all, just to notify vehicles. They have an SOS function. They're pretty useful actually. Secondary, you've got some charging ports here, so it basically comes as a power pack, so you can charge your phone, iPads, other auxiliary items you may have in your vehicle as an additional battery source. This is a heavier duty one. This is a Noco Genius Boost, so this is going to do a larger engine, so it'll do bigger displacement gas engines and up to a reasonable sized diesel engine. Used it a number of times, works extremely well. Also has an additional light function on it. Just a really good thing to have on board any vehicle. Idea to have we find having a Paracord on board, used it a number of times, especially in the Canadian winter. If you need to use your block heater, you're going to be in minus 30 degrees. Good idea. Always pack your own good quality cord. Ideas for ratcheting and strapping items down in the vehicle. We have a couple of options that we always keep for our rack, roof rack. We have a couple of pull-through straps. Pretty straightforward things. Two other different styles here. These are for our Max Trax recovery mats. A couple of ratchet straps, also very straightforward. We keep some Paracord on, and in a live chat that was yesterday, I believe, heard some comments with regard to load ratings of Paracord. Just be kind of cautious of this. There's a couple of numbers here, so it's 110 pounds, which is 50 kilos. It says a working load. It's not going to be a braking load. This is going to be less than a braking load. A working load, you can imagine holding up a dumbbell with one strand of this. It's going to be safe at 50 kilos, 110 pounds. If you start swinging that item, obviously you have a lot of kinetic energy in that, which is going to give it a lot more weight and strain on the cord. At that point, you could get to a braking strain. So it's a dead lift, essentially, as if you're going to lift a dumbbell with one strand. It's going to have a working load of 50 kilos. Slightly larger gauge. This one's slightly heavier. This one is going to be 135, which is 61 kilos, which is slightly harder, higher rating. We pack a couple of roof rack pads just for mounting. You can mount canoes and stuff on the roof rack with this one. Always a good idea to have a tow rope. We have this one. We haven't used it that much, but we spent a bit of time in the north. You know, you could be waiting a long time in cold temperatures to get a recovery vehicle, so you might want to get somebody to give you a tow to somewhere safe, get you out of the weather. Always a good idea with that to have a couple of strong shackles on board, just as anchor points to a recovery and tow vehicle. Zip ties, always have zip ties. Additional stuff that we carry on board, again, just for winter ops in Canada here, we have some hand warmers, fire starter kits, SOL, fire packs, a couple of glow sticks, good for if you have a emergency situation, you need to again notify traffic that you're stranded. Leave them out just so you're not going to have a collision. We keep an extra padlock on board. Good idea to have some heavy duty garbage bags. You can use them as ponchos if you want. We do have some in our other kit as well. Survival candle that can be used internally in the truck. We just keep an extra couple of funnels, some safety glasses, a couple of pairs of gloves, good for winter time. Again, a lot of people don't think about it, but we pack an extra new set of wiper blades. If you're somewhere you can't get wiper blades, you're pretty doomed without any. We have a little bush saw, fold out bush saw. Always pack have in the vehicle storage, a machete, a couple of smaller axes. We have safety triangle, smaller shovel. Have a decent sized shovel on board just in case you need to knock through some ice. Summertime, it's always good for camping as well. Nice to have a shovel on board, decent shovel. We also have a couple of fold out chairs just out of convenience. We have high-vis vests, also for some emergency kit along with our first aid kits. Always good to have a fire extinguisher handy. And this one as well, we just have a bear spray at the back. We always pack a lot of flashlights. We do have a preference for those, and also some internal lights for the back of the canopy here. All these items in your vehicle, be sure to have them stowed away correctly. Otherwise, if you're in an incident or an accident, they will become projectiles. So make sure you stow everything correctly, safely away. This is an option that we took at the time a number of years ago when we put the canopy on the back of our vehicle, just as a lockable, out of the way storage unit for a lot of kit that we keep in the truck. So this is all the stuff that we had shown stowed away in the locker that we have in the top of the canopy of this vehicle. We do have a lot of other items. This is just a selection of the rooftop stuff. If you enjoyed the content of this video and found it relevant, please consider subscribing, hit the thumbs up and the notification bell.